Have you ever encountered someone who seemed harmless at first but ended up being your biggest challenge? Or maybe you've crossed paths with a person whose true intentions remained hidden, making it impossible to predict their next move? If so, then this video is for you. In this video, we'll dive into the 7 types of dangerous people you need to watch out for. From those who keep their minds deeply hidden to those who wield their power and connections without you even knowing, the people you encounter could be far more dangerous than you realize. But don't worry, you'll learn how to spot these types before they do any damage and, most importantly, how to protect yourself from their unpredictable behaviors. By watching until the end, you'll discover crucial strategies for dealing with these individuals, understanding their tactics, and knowing when to stand your ground. Whether you're navigating tricky workplace dynamics, managing personal relationships, or simply looking to safeguard your peace of mind, this video will give you the tools you need to recognize the red flags and keep your boundaries intact. So stay with me, and let's uncover how to deal with the 7 types of dangerous people who could be lurking in your life. You don't want to miss this valuable insight that can help you avoid making costly mistakes and ultimately protect your well-being. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. The first type is someone with a deep and unpredictable mind. It's so easy to overlook them because they tend to blend into the background, but believe me when I say their minds are like an impenetrable fortress, always shrouded in mystery. Have you ever encountered someone whose thoughts are so solid, so concealed, that it feels like you're staring at a wall, unreadable, unapproachable, and entirely beyond your grasp? These individuals never allow you a glimpse into their inner world. Their silence is often misinterpreted as calmness, but it's much more than that. It's an eerie stillness that hides a storm of intentions. They're the kind of people who sit back, quietly observing, rarely offering up an emotion or a word that can help you understand where they stand. You may think they're harmless because they don't react immediately, but that is where the danger lies. These people are masters of self-control and patience, and this, in itself, makes them incredibly dangerous. They don't rush into action. No, they wait, patiently, methodically, almost as if they're planning their every move like a chess player. But when they do decide to act, it's with such precision that you're left standing there, unable to react. It's like being trapped in a maze you never asked to enter, with no exit in sight. They keep you guessing, pulling the strings from the shadows, always maintaining the upper hand. I can't stress enough how powerful silence can be in the hands of someone with such a mind. It's the kind of silence that doesn't scream for attention but holds so much power within it that you'd be foolish to disregard it. There's an ancient saying, "Still waters run deep." And these people, they are the embodiment of that saying. On the surface, they may appear harmless, even approachable. Someone you'd never suspect of hiding such complexity beneath the calm exterior. They don't show you their cards. They don't leave any cracks for you to pry into. You could spend years with them and still know nothing of their true thoughts or motivations. It's like they exist in a constant state of concealment, silently observing, never revealing their hand. And when you least expect it, when you think you have them figured out, they strike with such calculated precision that you're left bewildered. What makes them even more terrifying is their patience. They can spend years quietly observing, making note of every small detail, every weakness, every flaw. But when they decide to act, they do so in a way that leaves you paralyzed. It's the perfect trap, a web so intricately woven that by the time you realize you're caught, it's already too late. So, how should you handle someone like this? I can tell you this from experience. Keep your distance. There's no need to challenge them or try to decode their intentions. The more you try to figure them out, the more you risk losing yourself in their complex web. Instead, Focus on maintaining a neutral stance. Don't reveal your vulnerabilities, and don't engage in unnecessary emotional exchanges. The strongest weapon against such a person is not confrontation but caution. I know it's tempting to confront them, to push for the truth, but believe me when I say, it will exhaust you. You'll find yourself entangled in their web, caught in a game you didn't sign up for, with consequences you can't even begin to anticipate. So, think carefully and reflect on any encounters you may have had with this type of person. The best way to deal with them is to hold your ground, stay composed, and never allow them to break your calm. Their unpredictability is a weapon. Don't let it become your weakness. Trust me, the quieter they are, the more dangerous they become. The second type is someone winning and slippery. These are the people who excel at pretending to be something they're not, skillfully playing the game of deceit while keeping their true motives well hidden. What's so dangerous about them is that they've mastered the art of manipulation, constantly bending reality to suit their needs. They say one thing but do another, leading you to believe that you understand their character, when, in truth, every word, every action is calculated to put you at a disadvantage. It's a chilling kind of manipulation that's almost invisible at first, and you won't realize what's happening until it's too late. At first, a cunning and slippery person might seem like your ally. Their charm is magnetic, their words convincing. They speak with such passion and persuasiveness that it's hard to imagine they could ever have an ulterior motive. But that's the trick. They use their words as a powerful weapon, wrapping you in a web of false promises and hollow assurances. They know exactly how to make you believe in their good intentions, but behind their smile lies a hidden agenda. Their words, sweet as honey, are tools to lure you in and exploit your trust. And when things fall apart, as they inevitably do, they've already set the stage, shifting blame onto others or twisting the situation to make you appear guilty in front of everyone. You're left holding the broken pieces, wondering how you ended up in this mess while they effortlessly slink away unscathed. Imagine working alongside someone like this. They start off seeming so supportive, so willing to help you, making you believe they have your back. But when things take a turn for the worse, you quickly find yourself buried under the weight of the consequences. They disappear from the picture, leaving you stranded to pick up the pieces. It's gut-wrenching, isn't it? It feels like a betrayal on a level that goes beyond words, and the worst part is you never saw it coming. These are the types of people who can turn your world upside down, leaving you questioning your judgment and sense of self. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The ancient wisdom tells us, words fly with the wind, the heart is unpredictable. And let me tell you, the cunning and slippery ones are the epitome of this saying. Their words may be sweet, but their hearts are cold, driven by nothing but self-interest. They have no loyalty, no integrity, and no moral compass, only the pursuit of their benefit. They will sacrifice anyone and anything to achieve their goals, and once they're done using you, they'll discard you like yesterday's trash. They don't care about right or wrong, they only care about the bottom line, what's in it for them. So, how do you protect yourself from falling into their trap? First, guard yourself against their flowery words. Don't get swept away by their charisma or their promises. Always demand clarity and transparency. Ask questions, seek the truth, and don't take things at face value. Second, and perhaps most importantly, stay grounded in your values and beliefs. Don't let them manipulate your emotions or twist your thoughts. They thrive on making you doubt yourself, so hold firm to your sense of right and wrong. And third, watch out for the ones who are always quick to blame others or avoid taking responsibility. They'll never own up to their mistakes, and that's a major red flag. Facing off against someone like this is like playing a game you didn't sign up for, where the rules are stacked against you from the start. They're experts at deception, and they have no qualms about stepping on anyone to get ahead. They don't fear being judged because they're always one step ahead. That's what makes it so hard to outsmart them. It's a rigged game. The best strategy. Keep your distance. Don't let them draw you into their web of lies and deceit. You'll be doing yourself a favor by staying far away. Have you ever encountered a person like this in your life? It's heartbreaking when you realize the truth, but it's also a valuable lesson in recognizing toxic behavior. Protect yourself, stay vigilant, and don't let them take away your peace. These are the kinds of people who can leave scars, but if you're aware of the signs, you can avoid falling into their trap. Now, let's continue exploring the third type of person to avoid. The third type is someone with power or broad connections. Power, contrary to popular belief, is not solely derived from one's official title, job position, or social status. It's often much deeper, coming from the relationships they've nurtured over time. These connections can be just as influential, if not more so, than any title or position. Picture them as a towering tree with roots that stretch far beneath the surface. What seems like a singular entity is entwined in a vast network, sending out ripples that can affect everything and everyone around them. These people might not be the ones directly involved in your life, but don't be fooled. Their influence is so powerful that it can reach out and touch your world in ways you never saw coming. The connections they possess are enough to change the course of your life, often without you even realizing it until it's too late. They don't need to engage in direct conflict with you. Instead, their soft power, that ability to pull strings behind the scenes, can often cause more harm than any aggressive confrontation. The power they wield doesn't need to be seen to be felt, and this is where the danger lies. You might be preparing yourself to confront them head-on, armed with your skills, your intelligence, and your drive, but all the while, they have already used their network to quietly shift the entire situation, rendering your efforts futile before you even start. I've heard too many heartbreaking stories of people who lost their jobs because they inadvertently crossed paths with the wrong person, or those who were quietly ostracized at work because of a misunderstanding or a misstep with someone with connections. It's the invisible force that impacts your world when you least expect it. You can't fight what you can't see, and you may never fully understand the depth of their influence until you're caught in the current of their power. I think back to the ancient saying, "Fight with the king, and you will lose for sure." It speaks to the wisdom that when it comes to those with power, confrontation is often a futile exercise. In these situations, the cost of challenging them can drain your energy, your spirit, and your resources, often leaving you with nothing more than regret. So, what's the best way to navigate this? First, acknowledge their power and respect it, not just as a formality, but as a necessary way to keep things balanced. Treating them with respect isn't about surrendering to them, but understanding the intricate dance that needs to take place to preserve your peace. Second, avoid engaging in unnecessary challenges. If you must work alongside them, do so with clarity and integrity, maintaining strong principles in every interaction. If confrontation is unavoidable, then be sure to prepare yourself. Know exactly where you stand and what your goals are. But most importantly, if you can, consider cooperating with them rather than resisting. I know this might seem counterintuitive, but there's wisdom in knowing when to align with such individuals. Cooperation can sometimes open doors that confrontation never will. People with power or wide connections are like a powerful river. Their current is so strong that trying to swim against it can only lead to exhaustion. Instead, we can learn how to flow with it, harnessing its strength and riding along with it rather than constantly fighting it. In the end, wisdom often lies not in defeating your adversary, but in knowing when to step back and find a path that keeps you safe, empowered, and moving forward. The true strength is in choosing your battles wisely. Now, let's move on to the fourth type of person to be aware of. The fourth type is someone with nothing to lose. Let me ask you this. What do you think makes someone truly dangerous? It's not their strength or their intelligence. It's not their charm or their charisma. The most terrifying thing about someone is when they reach a state where they have absolutely nothing left to protect, nothing to fear, and nothing to lose. This is when they become the most unpredictable, reckless, and ultimately dangerous kind of person. When a person has lost everything, or worse, never had anything to begin with, they are no longer bound by the things most of us hold dear. They don't care about their reputation, their career, or even their well-being. They can act with utter disregard for the consequences because they have nothing to lose. They will march into a confrontation without hesitation, without the weight of regret or second thoughts. For them, it's not about whether they succeed or fail. It's about fighting with everything they have, even if that means losing themselves in the process. In contrast, when you face someone like this, you're caught in a much different struggle. You might be worried about the risks to your reputation, your career, or your family. You care about the consequences of failure. But they don't. They are completely unburdened by those things, and that puts you in a position of vulnerability because you'll hesitate while they won't. You'll be calculating your next move while they've already thrown caution to the wind. Picture a situation where you're desperately trying to protect everything you've built, your work, your assets, your relationships. You're holding on tight, afraid of what could be taken from you. But the person you're facing? They have nothing. They're already free from the chains that bind you. They're willing to sacrifice anything, even their well-being, to get what they want. They're capable of unimaginable things because, in their mind, they've got nothing to lose. They won't stop. They'll push forward relentlessly, making them impossible to predict or control. I can't help but think of the old saying, "A tiger cornered is a beast with a knife." That's exactly what a person with nothing to lose is like. Imagine the sheer desperation of being cornered with no way out. The person has nothing to fear anymore. When there's no escape, they'll fight with the ferocity of an animal, and they'll keep fighting until the very end, regardless of how dangerous the situation becomes. They don't see the danger because they've already made peace with it. This is why engaging with such a person is never a wise choice. Confronting them, challenging them, it's not just risky, it's reckless. So, how do you deal with someone who has nothing to lose? First, and most importantly, avoid unnecessary conflict. Don't let emotions get in the way of your decision-making. Every conflict with someone like this only escalates the situation, pushing it toward a deadlock where neither side can truly win. If you do have to face them, keep your composure. Stay calm. The moment your emotions get the best of you, you'll lose the upper hand. They will feed off your vulnerability. Finally, if you can, find a way to offer them an escape. Give them a way out. This might sound counterintuitive, but it's often the most strategic move. By offering them an exit, you not only avoid putting yourself in harm's way, but you also help de-escalate the situation. Sometimes, a little compassion or understanding can be your greatest strength in dealing with such a person. Never forget this. A person with nothing to lose isn't necessarily powerful, but they are certainly dangerous. They can strip you of your control, of your calm, of your focus. They'll force you to question your every move, your every thought. So, avoid them when you can, but if you must face them, always remain alert. Tread carefully because one wrong move could be the end of everything you've worked so hard to build. Have you grasped the depth of this? Confronting someone with nothing to lose is a decision that should never be taken lightly. It's a risk you need to weigh carefully because the consequences can be life-altering. The fifth type is someone who is persistent and never gives up. It's not flashy talent, nor is it some complex strategy that fuels these individuals. What truly powers them is their incredible perseverance. When you face someone like this, you're up against a force that doesn't bend or break easily. They don't just stumble upon obstacles. They crush them with persistence, time and time again. Their secret weapon, never backing down, even in the face of failure. For them, failure is not a dead end but rather a stepping stone, an invaluable lesson in their journey toward improvement. You may manage to defeat them once, perhaps even several times, but mark my words, it will never be enough. Their persistence, their refusal to quit, will turn your so-called victory into a reprieve. They are like a tireless wave crashing against the shore, and eventually, the shore will erode. Their patience and unwavering determination are boundless. You, no matter how strong or motivated, may eventually grow tired. You might lose the will to continue. But not them. They'll keep going steadily, with the same quiet resolve that could wear down even the most formidable of foes. It's like the ancient wisdom says, water wears away stone. Their perseverance, though quiet and unassuming, is like the water that relentlessly wears away even the hardest rock, chipping away obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. So, how do you deal with someone like this? The answer is simple, though not always easy to follow. Don't get caught in their long game. If you think you can win quickly, if you rush into the battle unprepared for the long haul, you'll find yourself exhausted, drained, and questioning why you ever started. Instead, focus on your own goals and our oath. Let them walk their journey, and don't allow them to pull you into an endless cycle of competition. And here's the key: observe them closely. Understand what they're fighting for. If you know their true purpose and their ultimate aim, you might just be able to resolve the issue with skill and grace rather than becoming tangled in a fruitless battle. Perseverance is a subtle yet incredibly powerful force. A persistent person doesn't need to be the fastest, the strongest, or the most talented. They simply need to keep moving forward, no matter how slow the pace, no matter how long the road is. Engaging with them in confrontation won't just drain you, it will distract you from your own life's purpose. So, take a step back and remember this important truth. You don't have to win over everyone, nor should you. The key to a fulfilling life is not in defeating others, but in staying true to your aim and keeping your eyes fixed on your own goals. And in that, you'll find the peace and success you truly deserve. The sixth type is the gentle but resolute person. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. It's all too easy for us to assume that someone gentle must be passive, easy to manipulate, or quick to bend in the face of pressure. We often believe that their kindness and patience signal an open door for others to walk over them. But nothing could be further from the truth. Gentle people may appear soft on the surface, but beneath that calm lies an unwavering core of resolve. They are not weak. They are simply more thoughtful and deliberate in their responses. Their silence in the face of adversity, their ability to endure criticism without retaliation, and their preference for avoiding unnecessary conflict are not signs of submission. On the contrary, these are the traits that enable them to maintain peace and preserve their inner harmony, even amid turmoil. But, oh, how deceptive this gentleness can be. When their core values, their beliefs, or their integrity are threatened, these individuals will stand their ground with a force that can be nothing short of surprising. You might never see it coming, but when that moment arrives, when the line is crossed, they will not hesitate to defend themselves with every ounce of their being. It's this blend of patience and unyielding will that makes them so powerful in confrontation. Their calm exterior often conceals the storm of determination within, and when that storm breaks, it is swift, resolute, and nearly impossible to counter. A gentle yet resolute person is like a towering oak tree in a storm. The wind may howl, and the rain may pour, but that tree remains steadfast, its roots deep in the earth. This is why they are so difficult to defeat and why their resolve is so dangerous in the right circumstances. As the ancient wisdom goes, gentle but not weak. Tolerance does not mean defeat. These individuals are clear about their boundaries. They know what they will tolerate and what they won't. Confronting them over something they believe in isn't just a challenge. It's an emotional battle that can leave you drained and bewildered. Their refusal to back down once they've made up their mind can shift the balance in a relationship, leaving you with a bitter sense of defeat and regret. So, how should we approach these individuals? First, always respect their tolerance and patience. Never mistake their kindness or silence for weakness. It's crucial to understand that their ability to keep calm in difficult situations is a mark of strength, not fragility. Second, if you find yourself in conflict with them, approach it with sincerity, humility, and a genuine desire to understand their perspective. Pushing or pressuring them will only push you further away from resolution. Lastly, recognize the value these gentle yet resolute individuals bring to your life. They offer peace, stability, and strength, qualities that can enrich your life in ways you may not immediately realize. To truly understand them is to appreciate the quiet power they hold. In many ways, these individuals are like a great river that seems to flow gently, but when disturbed, their force is unmatched. Don't challenge their resolve, because if you do, you may find that the calm waters have a depth you never expected, and the consequences of underestimating them can be severe. Now, let us move to the seventh and most dangerous type of person, the malicious but intelligent individual. This type of person is not just harmful, they are terrifying, for their malice is sharpened by intellect. Malicious people are dangerous enough on their own, but when they combine that malice with intelligence, they become nearly unstoppable. These individuals don't act recklessly or impulsively. No, they plan with precision, calculating every move, hiding their true intentions behind a veil of charm or normalcy. They're often steps ahead of you, making you think you're in control when, in fact, they've already scripted the entire interaction to serve their purposes. The truly insidious part of this combination is that their intellect allows them to act with cold calculation. They understand the psychological game, they know how to manipulate, how to disguise their true motives, and most chillingly, how to make you second-guess yourself. What you might think is a temporary setback for them is often just a calculated part of their grand scheme. These people will not hesitate to sacrifice relationships, morals, or anything else in pursuit of their own goals, and they will do so without a flicker of remorse. The ancient wisdom warns us, never play with evil people, they can make you hurt yourself. And this couldn't be more true when dealing with someone malicious but intelligent. They don't just hurt you, they ensnare you in their web of lies, deceit, and manipulation. Every move you make, every word you speak, they've already anticipated. And when you think you've outsmarted them, they will reveal the next layer of their plan, leaving you trapped and helpless. So, how do you deal with someone like this? The answer is simple. Avoid them at all costs. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Engaging with them is like walking into a carefully laid trap. You'll find yourself drawn into a battle you're not prepared for, and the more you try to fight back, the deeper you'll sink into their manipulation. If avoidance isn't possible, the best course of action is to keep everything clear and transparent. Never give them any room to twist your words or actions. Always be cautious, always be aware, because these individuals are like wildfire, intense, destructive, and nearly impossible to control. What seems like a small flame can quickly spread, engulfing everything in its path. These individuals are dangerous because they are willing to go further than most people ever would, no matter the cost. Their cunning and malice make them formidable adversaries, and the best thing you can do is to keep your distance. Approach with caution, and remember, in their game, you are never just playing against them. You are playing against a master manipulator who has no qualms about burning everything in their path to achieve their goals. In this game, staying away is not just a choice. It's the only way to protect yourself from their destructive power. As we wrap up today's discussion, we've explored some truly powerful and thought-provoking insights into the types of people you may encounter in life: the gentle yet resolute and the malicious but intelligent. Each of these personality traits offers lessons on how to approach relationships and protect your peace. From understanding the quiet strength in those who are gentle to recognizing the dangers of those who combine malice with intelligence, there's so much to take away. So, what have you learned from today's video? What is one thing that stood out to you, something that you can bring into your life to navigate the people around you more wisely? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for being part of this journey, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.